flowers wide and black holes. Turn my eyes into windows to wildflowers wide and black holes. Letting it fall together. I'm letting go for once forever. Following this map under Father sky's open heart. Golden hair is spun into the lightning whisper to the stars. I turn my eyes into windows to wildflowers wide and black holes. The light meeting in my middle between two worlds. The pattern move, a pattern grows into a map. How many times I take this path, woven with the vine, walking the red road alive. Flash of light and open sky, awareness seeing eye to eye. A quilt holding the silence of 1,000 rays streaming through time. I reach out my hand to feel the four winds that turn the wheel. The light meeting in my middle between two worlds. The pattern move, a pattern grows into a map. How many times I take stars, light and black holes, letting it fall together. I'm letting go for once, forever. Following this map under father sky is open heart. Golden hair is spun into the lightning whisper to the stars. I turn my eyes into windows to wildflowers, light and black holes. The light meeting in my middle, between two worlds, the pattern move. A pattern grows into a map. How many times I take this path, woven with the vine, walking the red road alive. Jackie, I be the Maya. Jackie, I be the Maya. Jackie, I be the Maya. Flash of light and open sky, awareness seeing eye to eye. A quilt holding the silence of 1,000 rays streaming through time. I reach out my hand to feel the four winds that turn the wheel. The light meeting in my middle, between two worlds, the pattern move. A pattern grows into a map. How many times I take this path, how many times I peel it back, still the story stays intact. Free my heart of hearts, mystery of love, don't she love. Jackie, I be the Maya. Jackie, I be the Maya. Jackie, I be the Maya. Be the Maya, 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 be the
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. Um, it's been a while. It's been a while. Grinding, making sure that everything is set properly for July. Making sure that everything going forward is done right. So I've been out the way. I hope all of you have had a wonderful 2 weeks. Um, please share this video with someone that you know need it or that you feel like may need it. This information is not going to be like the rest. I just want to talk to you all about some things, because I view you all in a way as family, whether it's physical, spiritual, or we on the same mental wave, right? Um, when you all deal with the real, when we deal in the real world, usually we don't make excuses for ourselves. So I would like to ask everyone here, please don't think of an excuse during this conversation. I had someone tell me that the lack of knowledge, for the most part, amongst quote unquote our people, comes from um them dealing with gatekeepers. And peace to the panel. Pa, I knew you on here. Full Copper Alchemist. I'm guessing that's Sean. I'm not sure. But y'all can introduce yourself before I do take off. What's going on,
Iyoko nephew, what's going on?
Iyoko
Kitamochi,
thing.
Yamochi, Yati Yamasi, Tatupa, Kawatali, Potokalago. What's going on, family? It's always a wonderful time and that we are in now. And it's definitely needed to speak about the topic of today because what people in them don't understand, because by them not being a part of the family, they don't have that information. And this is why misinformation is running so rapidly amongst the so-called melanated people or dark-skinned people or black-skinned people because they have not sat down and talked to their tribal elders. Their tribal elders is the internet, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because you having people mixing, matching misinformation and coming up with their own information, and it's not right and it's not exact and it's falsehood and it's misinformation. I yield the floor to you, nephew.
For sure. We definitely gonna touch on that today. Full Copper Alchemist. What's going on?
Hey, peace, brother. You already know it's Sean. I had to switch the name up one time, watching
It's
Full Metal Alchemist and all, but that's a fact. You know what I mean? Unc said it best. They falsifying, the narrative and just combining it with anything, bro. And, we spoke on that earlier before the panel, and that's just something that's going to be hurtful to the community and everything, you know what I mean, as a whole. So it's detrimental. It's something that can't be tolerated. And, people like that, you just got to leave them alone and take it for what it is with that. That's all I got on the matter.
okay. Well, it's usually turned into a free bill. So it's Sunday. Anytime y'all wanna hop in, just hop in. I ain't gonna feel no type of way. So
Eh,
I do want to put this on record, and I want to say this. And as I told bro, I have no problem with anyone holding what is sacred to them away from others. And we had the conversation. I asked bro, I say, bro, you could call these people gatekeepers or doorkeepers for protecting their information. But I bet at the end of the day, you lock your fucking house door. And bro say, bro, some of the realest shit I ever heard. And the reason being is if there's some information I have that can liberate my people, but I have to get my people there. They have to want it. They have to need it, right? They have
right,
to be able to apply it. Me giving that directly to those I view as my people isn't gatekeeping. It's teaching what's proper to my people.
right,
If I was to give this to somebody who isn't my people, they can take it and twist it and turn it into what they want it to be because they don't view the information how we view it.
right,
We view it as this deals with us directly and we can prove it. They say, well, I heard that it deal with me and I can't really prove it. So what I'm gonna do is go mix it with what I know. What do I know? I know about being an Israelite. So Utah is Judah, but I know about being Kemetic. So Tamari or Tamarica is Tamari or Tamari Khan. See what I'm going with this? These are the games that these people play when they get information that's not really theirs or belong to someone else.
right.
So Red Crane told one of the future family members, "Hey bro, don't post about your family shit because somebody will take your shit." Oh well, I'm just
Mhm.
posting about my family directly. You're not listening to the big chief. He telling you,
Mm-hmm.
don't post about your family. Somebody will take your shit. But you feel like, well, if I teach about my family directly, can't nobody take it? Bullshit.
Bullshit. They steal genealogy every day.
They steal genealogy all the time. I just exposed the dude for stealing the genealogy, where one of his
Mm-hmm.
grandmas was younger than her daughter, but he was trying to trace himself back to one of the Powhatan chiefs or some shit like that. It's fucking insane.
Right.
It's on my YouTube. It's
Right.
here. So people will try to take information because they lack information. But they don't lack information because the niggas keeping it from them. They don't actually go search this shit. Even Sekou Gentoo showed niggas, hey bro, you can go to this website and type this shit in right here. And all of these fucking documents will come up that mention these different groups of people. I've showed the website plenty times before. So to say, hey, we don't know because people are gatekeeping is wrong when your elder, the internet, got things that you can go look at that'll assist you in your journey. It's not going to lead. It shouldn't be your leader. So it shouldn't be leading you in the journey, but it can assist you. If you know how to use it properly, it'll get you, it'll help you get there. You have to know the way. So most people don't know the way. So when I say, well, nah, fuck them niggas, I ain't teaching them niggas shit. That comes from dealing with people who don't care about what I truly teach. I teach about the Iba'a. They'll say, well, shit, the Iba'a must have had been Moors because the Spanish that came amongst the Iba'a were Moriscos. So they were Moors. No, 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 no. Olmec. Olmec means old Mexican. These are the games they play. Do you see what I'm going with this shit?
Mm-hmm.
So there is information out there. There's proper information, but people aren't really taking their time to learn it for real. They don't want to learn it for real because when you're forced to learn something and be honest with what you're learning, you have to take accountability for that shit. You have to be accountable for what you teach. You're responsible for what you learn, but you have to be held accountable for the information you start putting out to the masses because you can be a part of the mass confusion. But a lot of these people don't give a fuck. They get paid to post. They get paid to post dumb shit. Somebody could post something that's completely wrong. And when it comes out with 1,500 shares, this person done got 10 cents a share. So they got $100 off a bullshit post. So the information is there, but people have to want the information. They have to want to need the information. How many people could sit back and say, well, I actually teach my family or my family and I learn together? This is another reason there's so much misinformation out there is you have individuals learning general information and trying to apply it to a family they have no true understanding of. So you don't know grandma's story other than, well, grandma was an Indian. You don't know great grandma's story other than great grandma was an Indian. But from 2014 to 2018, 2019, 2020, up into 2021, around COVID, all you niggas was studying Egypt. And then COVID hit, you like, damn, they could send us to Africa. I don't want to go to Africa, so Egypt must be in America. Matter of fact, Egypt isn't in America. Egypt is the first America. This is what they say. Or America is the first Egypt. So now Egypt is no longer a place. Egypt is an idea. Something that looks like what we can see in the now. If it appears as if it was in the now, then it must be older than that which is in the now, because what we have is older than what's in Egypt, but nobody's taking into account those who founded the quote unquote Kemetic civilization, or that which you all call Tameri. There's books. elders, internet, life, nature, right? There's so many ways, so many ways to collect this information. But nobody really wants to do it properly. If you tell someone, well, you got to go through this ceremony in order to do this, or you have to fast in order to do this, or you have to fight in order to do this, do you know how many people are going to turn away from those ancient ways? Peace. What's going on, family? Do you know how many people are going to turn away from that? They are afraid to submit. Submission to them sounds like enslavement, but they don't know how to submit to the will of authority. They don't know how to submit to authority, excuse me. So when you say, well, you have to go through this ritual in order to, oh, nah, who said that? A white man had to say that. Oh, bro, who made you chief? I made myself chief. Now, it don't work like that. You know, it got to be the mothers that, nah. So there are things traditionally that are here for you to have, but you don't want because you don't know. You've been miseducated. You've actually been taught to hate your own system. But why have you been taught to hate your own system? Or it's not why. Y'all know my favorite question. How? Because you've been taught to mix it with everything. You've diluted your system all the time and blame it on gatekeepers. Well, Wale Origins has this amount of information, and he has this Bali Wale. And I know he know, but he won't tell me. He's gatekeeping. Of course I won't tell you. Your mother, your aunt, your sister, or cousin, hell, even the male cousin is nowhere near you, nowhere to be found around you. Why would I pass this information to you so you can go teach it to a bunch of individuals who are not your family? You have yet to begin to liberate your family. How you going to liberate those that's not your family when they need to be liberating theirs? A lot of people want to be the front runner. A lot of people want to be the big man. Nobody want to bring the people to the man. That'd be an issue too. That's why a lot of these internet gurus just go spewing and teaching wild ass information, but you never see them around no other indigenous people. You got to think about that. You can't. No, you can. I'm not going to allow any adult to claim anything that they know nothing about. That's just me. Right. We can put this in gang terms. You can't say, well, I'm blood. Okay, and what? I'm Crip. Okay, and what? I'm Vice Lord. Okay, and what? You want to talk to us about the tribe, general information. But when I ask you your clan or your set, hint, hint, you know nothing about it. Are you really that? Right. Let's talk about it. Because what makes somebody blood or Crip outside of their initiation rituals is what they do for their tribe or clan. This is the same thing in our world. You not Yamasi just because you say you Yamasi. I'm Yamasi. No, that doesn't make saying you Yamasi doesn't fucking make you Yamasi. Have you went through those ceremonies that would make you considered to be that? Do you have a clan or a family that actually ties you into those tribes that make up that confederacy? If you don't, then sorry to tell you, you're not Yamasi. What makes you Yuchi or Zoya? There's a specific ceremony that makes somebody that. It ain't just your blood. And if you stop doing that ceremony, then Zo stops considering you to be one of its children. So what do you do that makes you Yuchi? What do you do that makes you Iba'a? Even if you call yourself Wali by way of the Spanish, what do you do that make you that? Speaking somebody else's language, living somebody else's way of life, all of that different shit is not for it. Like Sean say, you need to know your handle on blood. Cause nigga ask you, well, who you be? What you banging? Who your big home? Who you under? All of that is no different than somebody saying, oh, who you is? Or who your people is? Who your grandma? Oh yeah? Whoop the
Who your
whoop the
mama
whoop the
in
whoop.
there?
That's G checking, bro. Where your grandma from? Who your
Mm-hmm.
mama is? Who your
Mm-hmm.
That's real G checking, bro. That shit
Mm-hmm.
go through the line. But there are so many people who don't have those answers, who run to the internet. It's crazy. I lost 6 viewers saying this. They don't know.
Definitely got to be able to run that down, and then they got to know how it got to be put in perspective.
Facts.
Yourself come first, your family is next, and then the tribe is last.
Facts. Because that's the point of unification. I don't know what happened. All my views dropped. That's crazy. But that's the point of
Well,
unification. Say what?
that was a great teacher that once said, "Only fools duck when the truth comes at them."
And I know you feel me. Hey, and he threw a lot of fucking truth at clowns. He threw a lot of truth at these motherfucking fools. Excuse my language, little well. But speaking of that, I do want to give a shout out to the artist Little Well. She approved of us using the song "The Quilt" for the podcast. Um, she's amazing, so I definitely want to give her another shout out. Little Well, thank you for everything. Let's see. Greetings, Miku, peace. What's going on? So yeah, back to what we was talking about. I lost all 8 viewers when I said what I said. But if you don't know Grandma's story, or if you playing around with Grandma's story, you somebody that I just can't fuck with. If Grandma indigenous, so you went to Amazon and you bought a fucking headdress and you just wearing shit to wear it, I can't fuck with you. People see me or view me as a separatist, not understanding. I just want you to do the shit right. Oh, he don't
Right.
fuck with me because I do this. So he creating separation. No, if you
And
do
if
the
you
shit
don't
right, I
want
wouldn't
to
have to
do it
point that
right,
shit
there's
out.
something wrong with your ass.
Thank you. If you don't want to do it right, then something is wrong with you. Oh, well, he said he don't want to deal with me because I do this. Yeah, bro, you do that. Nah, we ain't fucking with you, boy. We don't fuck with nobody on no crazy ass fucking drugs. We ain't doing it. We don't fuck with nobody who wear big head dresses and fucking dashikis. We don't do it. That's not me creating separation. I'm telling you, that's not what my people did. That's not what the original people here did. So you making a fool of it. You having people laugh at it. You having people discredit the story based off the stupid shit that you do. I can't fuck with you. I can't. Because you making all of us look bad. When the motherfuckers seen us when they first pulled up on the land, they seen niggas. All these niggas must be the same. So we gonna call these niggas the same based off whoever they living at. Same thing they did in Africa, same thing they did in Australia, same shit they did in Asia, same shit they did in South America. Oh, it's niggas here. Oh yeah, we gotta go ahead and just, and that's basically what niggas took and ran. They took and ran with the Spanish idea. Oh yeah, we dark skinned, we was indigenous, we all the same. So now, you saying we all the same, and you doing some fuck shit. everybody is getting judged by the shit that you are doing. So for us as indigenous people, or those of us, right, making the mockery of it, Rahubat, greetings. Those who are making a mockery of it, we have to stay away from them. While learning our story and putting our story together. While bringing our story together with other families like Sean and Munt. This is how we liberate ourselves. But can you imagine if while my story is being put together, I lie and say, oh, well, my granddaddy is this guy, and I put him on my genealogy. How does that make Sean family and Munt family look, being that they accepted me as family? No, nobody talk about this shit. Anybody? Anybody in the panel? How does it look if Sean family is right, Munt family is right, and I pull up with a big ass Western plane, I pull up with a plane's headdress?
They'll be like,
Think
man,
about what.
They'll be like, who is this?
Yeah, like who is this? What the? Hey, bro, how many feathers you got on your headdress? 40. What, you got 40 bodies?
Bro.
Right, out of order.
Right on me. Right.
Out of order. There's no structure. There's no there's nobody teaching what's sacred. There's no darkness, no true order, because light is fucking chaos. Ain't nobody pulling y'all to the side. Or, excuse me, if they are, you denying what they teach. And then if I do say, you know, you got to get in order to learn that part of the information. Well, I got to go through that ritual. I ain't doing that, man. I'm not. You don't want it. The same thing that I told a guy. If I say, hey, drink this, and I'll come back to talk to you in 8 minutes. No, I ain't drinking this shit. That's why I ain't come back and talk to you in those 8 minutes. Everybody talk about the fire, the fire, the fire. Everybody talk about the knowledge, the knowledge, the knowledge. But ain't nobody willing to submit themselves as the student and say, hey, I can't teach shit for a while. I got to sit here and learn. Because you niggas want to be the chief.
They talk about the fire, but never got burned by it.
You never got burnt. You never walked on coals. You never ate it. You never touched it just to see what it was about. And I mean it spiritually, physically, and mentally. Just walk with me. You've never taken the time to see what that light or that fire was really about. You never got burnt, like Unc say. Remember that pretty crow, Unc, that just all the colors of the rainbow? And he said, well, damn, my dogs can't get it. I'm going to try it out my damn self. And this is why he looked like he does today. He learned the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
He learned the lesson. Or about niggas talking about pulling rabbits out the hat. Hint, hint. We can talk about the rabbit, the sun in the hat, but the rabbit take his time to go pursue that.
Right.
The panther took his time to pursue that. The snake and deer took their time to pursue that. They had to submit themselves. Everything. Even the grass and the trees grow up today trying to pursue something. They take their time. People not willing to take their time to learn this shit.
They want to be instant grit. How you say instant grit?
Instant gratification.
Right.
You're looking for instant gratification. You want me to say, yeah, you Wale, you a chief. This your clan. All right, you good. Talk to you tomorrow. That's what the fuck you want. You don't want me to say, hey, the only way we can find out is if a female that's literally a lineal descendant can go through that ritual. That's the only way that we will find out. As Unc says, knowing that the fire is purified. Fire is a cleanser. Earth
Mm-hmm.
is the cleanser. Dirt is the cleanser. As my father taught me, dirt is the cleanest substance on the planet. Name me one thing cleaner than dirt. It made sense. Dirt is already fucking dirty.
Right.
You can't muddy the you feel me? You could dirty the water. You can dirty the
But you
water.
can't dirty
You
the
can
dirt.
pollute the water,
You
but
can't dirty the dirt.
water's a clean. That
I
you
said you
can't
can't dirty the
pollute
dirt.
facts. And that's my daddy nickname was Dirty. My nickname was Dirt. What's my sign? You have to be grounded when you learn this information. Everybody
Right.
carries everything within them. This is the pursuit. In a way, I'm an Aries.
Electricity, shock. Yeah.
Come on, electricity, currency. But we're talking about that's which is physical.
Mm-hmm.
You can see this, touch this. But what about those charges that you can't see, touch, feel, taste, or smell, which make up 97% of our existence? This is the science that you learn when you actually sit your ass down as a student and you find out 97% of what you experience makes up the 3% of the shit that you see, touch, feel, smell, all your 5 or 6 senses. So it's a science that's being neglected. It's a science that's being neglected because people rather hop on the internet and mix the science with some Moorish shit, or mix it with Israel, or mix it with Christianity, or mix it with Islam. You never take it in its purity because you're afraid to submit yourself to somebody that knows better than you. You've been done wrong so long, you can't even decolonize your mind. Bet that up. You've been done so wrong, you can't even decolonize your mind. You waiting for somebody else to still fucking save you. This is something you got to do. You had to go from a child to a preteen, from a preteen to a teen, from a teen to a young adult, from a young adult to an adult. And then as a man, you went from a male to a man if you have already made that transition. This shit started when you couldn't see it. This shit started before you felt it, but it existed. This is a science. You coming back to your tribal community started before you existed. It's a science. Your grandmother had this in her brain, but her grandmother had this in her brain. But they didn't have the access to the information we have today, and they dealt with a lot more. They had way more on their fucking plate. And they did their best to pass their story down to you, which now you're trying to generalize through somebody else's religion. You niggas is.
But you know what, nephew? When you just was speaking that about the team, right? What most people don't understand is that you only had 2 kind of hoods within nature dealing with humans. You had childhood and you had adulthood. You never heard nothing called a teenagehood because the term teenager didn't come about until the 1920s. So therefore, when you was a child, you was taught the games of life to get you ready and prepared when you about to go through your rite of passage. When nature comes and deem you as a man and a woman, so you already knew how to clean the house. The woman already knew how to take care of a child because we gave her a baby doll. The clan mothers gave her a baby doll to take care of a baby because you know you only got what 1 through 10, 1 through 11, and then after that you start hitting puberty. And now you about to get married through the customs. You about to get married through the festival. So you ain't no teenager when you hit puberty. You already was taught as a child to be an adult when it came. And that's when you went through the rite of passage to make sure everything that you had learned as a child came all the way back around fruition. So now you are adult at the age of 12. But what they did is, right, dealing with Christianity, they took the science and everything and changed it around. So they said, oh, you're a teenager, and now you don't become a woman until the age of 18, and you don't become a man until the age of 21. Well, that was the time when you went to the mystery schools. You went to the mystery schools
Yep.
at the age of 18 for the females, and for the males, it was 21.
And they did that for a reason. Because in our system, it's that good stuff. In our system, your physical father would come get you when you first bust your first nut, your mama kick you out the house.
Right.
You gotta go to your daddy shit.
Right.
So your uncles raised you, like you say, they taught you the little brother of what was to come.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Shayla, that my cousin, she be snapping. I cannot wait till she ready to teach. We gonna get you on here one day. Hey Ayla, that my other cousin, she be snapping too, nails, embroidery, all that good shit.
Hey, Red Crane.
Oh shit, gonna play. No, I added
Hey, homie.
falling.
Hey, what's happening, nephew? Red Clay, what's happening, baby?
What's up with you? Yeah, I'm on some straight you Paha War stuff today. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I woke up with my head in the right and in the wrong. Well, in the blue and in the red. Well, I mean the red sometimes can turn yellow, but it all depends. Yeah.
Yeah, real shit. Oh shit. No way. Read what the play is, yo boy. Hey boy. That boy. Hey. Graduate. What's good?
Wow, what's happening? Because of Walpan, what's popping, baby? But yeah, that's what they fail to realize, and I'm look, I got the club in hand and everything. Look, nephew say he woke up with it. Look, I've been on it all. Look, because we had the carnival down here, right? And dude, when I say I hit him up, it was like, damn, this nigga run wild, man, but he's really cool. I'm like, because
I said it a long time ago.
That's all I was gonna say.
You said it. You said it. You said it.
Cause
you sure
I said on live we know what, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been saying for a while, but it only matters to those who do this shit for real. We know your bloodline and your clan come from the same family as mine, Reese and Sean. We got the same family spirit. Nigga knew who you was when we you like that. And this is the big chief. This is the some people
right. And when I'm divinely shown something, I'm gonna stand on it.
Is the big chief not a medicine?
For real. I'm gonna stand on it.
Is the big chief not a medicine man? Is the big chief not a warrior? Like you get what I'm saying?
Right.
That bloodline, that big cat, that bear, bitch know who really run shit. We talk about niggas who put down. We know who oversee shit, and we know who keep things in balance.
Mm-hmm.
This is why specific families are in control of what they're in control of. When them people see Pa, they don't just see Pa, they understand. Oh, he's sensei. But there's no reason somebody who claimed to love him should have found out he was a sensei via internet. Fucking crazy. Why he had to kick ass for the last decade? Obviously some shit was neglected. That's why them people said, bro, you be playing as a wild man. Cause you know how to fight. So you be playing out here like you just the wild motherfucker. But you are And it only takes motherfuckers who actually, excuse me, people who've been there to actually see what's going on.
Right.
Hold on, let me move over. Reach there, I'm cutting out. I got this new service. Let me move over.
Right.
And then you know what's so funny? And
What's up?
it's funny because I'm gonna say this about President Trump, right? When people say, "Oh, he named it oh the Gulf of America," and then you know they were saying about the Gulf of Mexico and everything, but what people in them fail to realize is that you know it's like the post that I did about how it was once called the Gulf of Shatta. You know what I'm saying? But they even have a name that's older than that. You know what I'm saying? But people in them don't understand or overstand or ever sit down at the feet of their grandmothers, you know. And we keep on saying that because the grandmother is the first teacher, you know. And with that being said and done, you know, it's coming to a point to where you're gonna have to say who you are. You know, and I've been telling people from the beginning when Barack Obama through his administration and dealing with the census and he took the word Negro out of circulation, dealing with that, the pen is in your hand. So now it was already time for you to claim who you was dealing with your family. Because what is synonymous with Negro is African American. Well, we know that's a political construct. That's not a nationality. It's going to have to come down where you're going to have to formulate Voltron with your family all over again. And just like me and nephew was talking yesterday, he was like, when things I was talking about debt all this month, right? And like, do people got their business in order? Because the negative side of the family comes out when one passes away. But one, and the reason why that happens because they're not keeping the information that Big Mama had passed out. And you know, if Big Mama was here, y'all wouldn't be cutting up like that. You know, if Big Daddy was here, y'all know y'all wouldn't be acting up like that. You know what I'm saying? Here you got the adults acting like children, but yet the grandchild was the one that act like an adult and brought the family back together. That's what they keep on forgetting when they looked at it. They're like, oh, this. That favorite grandchild, who was that little bitty boy, his grandmother showed him how to do things. And she said, when I'm gone, baby, you make sure that this family is intact. And he said, yes, Big Mama. Y'all need to go look at that movie again, since I said it. Y'all go look at it from the standpoint of view when it shows that, oh wow, dealing with soul food. You know what I'm saying? And everybody keep on talking about soul food and slave food. No, soul food is not slave food. I don't know why people them keep saying, oh, that was
Right.
the scrap and stuff. No, that was not scrap. You understand? We
We took
knew
what they ain't know
how
how to
to,
cook and made it great.
right, right. And you got people that talking about, oh, I remember I had a cousin that was 117, right? And they had a birthday for her. And uh, you know, they fixed everything because you know they prepared the hog for her and everything. You know, they did the chitlins and the malt ball and all that there and carrying on. And one of the cousins say, T Day, you know you don't supposed to be eating that. She said, baby, how old am I? How old did I just made today? 117? And you telling me what not to eat when I was raised on this? She said, what you don't understand is there was two types of pigs or the hogs, right? You had one that was put in a pen and you fed them the slop out of the outhouse. That was the unclean hog. But then you had the hog where you had it in the pen where you fed nothing but vegetables. That's the one that you ate. You didn't eat the one that ate the human feces. You didn't deal with that one. But the one that's in the pen where you fed them the vegetables and stuff, and you went in there and you cleaned that pen, that's the one who you fattened up to eat. So that's when they was like, oh snap. So now you don't have that luxury no more because now you letting somebody like the stores and them feed you. But if you lived in the country, you still got them old folks that go ahead on and go hog hunting. And guess what? And the hog meat is sweeter than your average pig meat. Most people don't know that. But go ahead, I turn the floor over, nephews.
But nah, you're right, huh? For real. I was
Go
just
ahead.
reading something
Oh,
again in Tampa. Tampa played a big part of the chitlin circuit back in the days and stuff like that with early artists and stuff like that. They couldn't even get paid money, so they performed for big bowls of chitlins and stuff like that. So yeah, 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 you're completely right.
I mean, they would take that hog and make cracklings. They would make hog head cheese and
Mm-hmm.
everything and stuff and everything. And that's what they would say. You use everything from the rooter to the tutor. Ain't nothing with the waste
Mm-hmm.
because that's what we
the most
did naturally.
important, the most
The same thing,
part of
and the same thing with the certain
part.
animals. You know, but hey, they don't understand it because maybe they don't go hunting.
What
They don't know how to hunt.
what I
They don't know
love
how to
about
hunt.
it, at the end, they even put everything back in the earth. It was a respect thing. It was like shit. You gave that.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm. Thank you.
And what they don't know is some of the hog was used for medicine too, but most people don't know that either.
And
Uh
and
oh. Uh oh. That hoof.
and for and cutting shit. Them people not ready.
They don't know.
Bitch get hit with a razorback tooth. Bitch go out down. You down for
Bro. Or if you
Mm-mm-mm.
want to set a motherfucker up, but I ain't gonna say that part though.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. I killed him with the bone of a pig.
Bro.
that. Nigga get hit with a motherfucking hog jaw. Bitch
War Club hogs, y'all.
open your ass up.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
See,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
that's what they don't understand. What I need people to do for now on, when you see these gurus on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that there, when they say that America is the first Egypt, do like they used to say in school. Put their ass on fire by asking them who,
Got to make
what,
that hot water cornbread
when,
out on.
how, and how come, right? Who said it was? What people said that? What tribal people said that? Where was it said that?
Once you get into that shit gon' fool. Cause
Interrogation is a
nobody.
motherfucker. Right.
Hey, listen. One of my favorite books. My two favorite books by York are the shit that he broke down. He got a pamphlet that bitch called Interrogate, Integrate Ingredient. He basically teaching niggas how to interrogate. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to
Right.
integrate with the people, or before you build with them, you got to really interrogate them, find out what's really going on. You ever been in the lodge? You've been interrogated. You in the gang? You've been interrogated. Your ass in the military? You've definitely been interrogated.
Right.
So interrogate them people. Who called it Egypt? Because we know Egypt is short for a longer Greek word, agupidus. At what point did what tribe speak this language and claim
Hmm.
all of this land to be agupidus? And when they called it agupidus, who were they specifically referencing or referring to?
Hmm.
They were talking about a specific people.
Hmm.
This is the same thing with Ethiops, which was short but became elongated when you add the state of Ethiops becomes what? Ethiop. Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
So who are these people talking about? If we're gonna go into the language that you all call the Medu Neter, or properly Suf, who are these people speaking of when they called the land Meri? Because if you speak the language, it doesn't say Ta-Meri. It says Meri. What you all is speaking, saying Ta, isn't even a spoken glyph. It's silence, it's determinative. So who were the Meri? And who actually was Meri? Because there was a person that was a deity considered to be Meri. So would Meri be her land, the beloved land, because Aset was the beloved one? Or don't let, I speak the language and I'll give you a whole sense in the language if you want it. But what I'm saying is, language is really truly what begins to define the culture. Communication, currency, economics is what truly defines the culture. This is what you all must just go at the feet of the proper people. Because if you don't, you'll go to saying crazy shit. If you don't, you'll be sharing crazy shit. And eventually, you'll go to saying crazy shit and we'll look at you like a crazy ass person.
Hey, big bro, before you go any further, what's the name of that text you said? You said interrogate, integrate, and what else?
It's integrate to interrogate to integrate ingredient. Is that's his actually, that's Dr. York actual fact book number 15, if I'm not mistaken. I think 14 is the procession change and 15 is the interrogate to integrate ingredient. But as he explained, he said, is my favorite part when he says interrogate them, do not integrate with them. The question should be how. When you know who you are, then you can begin to ask the proper questions. You can start asking your whys and your whens and your wheres. But how is the most important. How do I interrogate them? By first learning your story. And then learning your union or confederacy story. And then you interrogate these guys who attempt to use your tribal name to justify bullshit. Because you know who you are. But yeah, that's the name of that book, Interrogate the Integrate. I'm just going to other shit. But open mics, Reem, what the play is, cuz I know you
What's
here.
that? No, what's that?
Everything. Good to hear your voice and shit. I ain't been on here in 2 weeks. See, Month, what you got going? Cause hey, bro, that time changed tonight, bro. I'm so hot, cuz I not like that shit.
Right.
That mean I gotta technically I'm be getting up at 4 now, boy. I don't like that shit. But back to it. Any questions? You got 6 people on the panel, so guaranteed somebody gonna have the answer. And if we don't,
right,
we'll find that motherfucker for you. So any questions? It can be about the Nile Valley tree.
right.
I'll take Nile Valley questions. I'll take Nile Valley.
You know what get me, yo? It's like they want to use the Bible to kind of substantiate over here is supposed to be the land of the Bible, but yet I have never saw any of them use the Bible to get laid.
That, but it's I'm brought that somebody made. People say that the Bible is fake, but they haven't started a community So I comment if somebody got their own custody, does that the Bible? I'm like, but what you make the post for?
Somebody mute the mic. Can't hear you.
Hmm.
Uh, all right. Think that was Paul. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. What's up? I'm trying to unmute cuz shit. Okay, Crane muted itself and say, what was the issue with the article I shared about the sweet potatoes in the South? Okay, that's a great question. There was not an issue with the article per se. Wait, can y'all hear me? Mic check. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, everything good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
All right. There wasn't an article per se. There's an issue with the creator of the article. Appalachia Research, what I'll say is this: though there may be good information there and there's some great information there, what he tends to do is tie all of this shit back to Europe. So if you study these people, which is why I say you have to interrogate them. I've asked plenty questions to him, and what he does is attempt to make the Yuchi Scandinavian. But then, while trying to make them Scandinavian, he then attaches them to what the she well to some Irish to different Irish groups that came in dealing with Duhar. The shell rings he considers to be products of the Vikings. The mounds he considers a stable of Europeans. So while some information dealing with the indigenous people is right, what he does at the end is try to attach it back to Scandinavia. So, according to Appalachia Research, Scandinavia is the land of the sun. And the Vikings were known as the people of the sun. And they came from the east and traveled down the east coast and settled Georgia. And they began civilization as the first indigenous people in the southeast. So it's not so much specific articles, or like Sean sent me a picture earlier of the water panther. It was basically an effigy mound. And I'm like, okay, the information is facts. But when you start to interrogate or start to actually study the information, you're gonna start to see that damn, he teaches some shit that's right, but he always try to tie his bloodline into it and then try to take it back to Europe. So that's basically, that's what I was explaining. So I'm not saying that all of his information or even the majority of his information is wrong. How he attempts to conclude his information is wrong. Panel, that makes sense to everybody, right?
For sure.
Okay.
Right.
That
Right.
okay. So that's what it is. I can agree with the information and still disagree with how the person is presenting the information.
Right.
That's what that's what make me him in that category. Though I tell people I don't debate because there's so many different angles to teach or so many different ways to come about it. You just have to be able to teach it properly, because someone can take the right information and teach it and then just add a little to it, and it literally changed the trajectory of everything. So I don't debate, because somebody like him, I would have to hold him to a standard that would be used in any so-called ball game or court of law. We would have to play by the rules. The rules would say, if you wrong one time, the rules would say, even if you mistranslate a word, everything you said before that is wrong. That's why I stay away from them. Because, like, okay, you dropping some good shit, but then you always try to take it back to some dark-skinned Europeans because your lineage goes to Europe, matrilineal. So you trying to tie yourself in, and you make the Mayans Europeans. And the Olmec are also people that came from Europe. Weird shit. So you got to watch these people. Like Pa said, you have to interrogate them. Put on your thinking cap. But when you asking these questions, it's okay to ask questions by way of the student. The student asks the best questions because the student is trying to get everything. Don't go to them people like they're your equal. Find out their angle. Find out what they really got going on. Why are they teaching the things that they're teaching? And you find out, damn, he's teaching that America is Egypt because he really can't let Egypt go. He teaching that America or Utah is Judah, or the Cherokee were Israelites, or the Seminoles were Israelites because he can't let the Bible go. All of these people stop at a certain time point when it comes to this information because it's based on what? Abrahamism. But we
Right.
know for a fact that all of the ancient cultures predate Abraham.
Right.
But we'll go to the Bible and say, oh, use that for this. And we'll go to the Quran and say that this is for this. Let them people have their own culture. How do you think a real Israelite feel about a bitch in America is Egypt? It's like, bro, damn, bro. We know they tried to recreate Egypt in America.
They're gonna get mad.
They gonna be hot. I'm telling you.
Allahu Akbar, they come over here.
Come
Death to America. That's
what? Because the real Israelites used to speak what? Okay.
Bismillah, Marak Melher Rahim,
Okay.
Hamdulillah, Assalamu alaikum.
Language. All right, Uncle older than that. Stop playing.
And even with that, right? What people don't feel to realize is that when you look at the timeline, they actually tell on themselves because the Israelites in them, they had worked with copper. They worked with copper.
Copper
So
breastplates.
if it was working with copper, then what millennium that will put them in? That will put them in the second millennium. They would not be in the first millennium
And
because
go
okay,
ahead.
all
Part,
right. So
part, what you
if
saying?
it, huh?
Go ahead. What you saying?
I would say if they claiming to be Israelites or Hebrews or Muslims, those people are second millennial people. They are not first millennium people. Because the Israelites in there was using copper. They let you know the timeline. There was copper. They was using copper. They was not using crystals like we was using crystals. They was not using many other things that the first millennial people was using.
I'll say this too. Their copper was an alloy.
There you go.
When you actually master and know initially they call the or that they you right? Their copper was created from like those who understand the properties and understand why copper got a green tone to it, right? But they made theirs from malachite. So like that, like Unc said, put them in a specific time period. Is what I was saying yesterday. I teach it's like the song Quilt says. Like how many times do I have to peel it back? I tell you the same story every time for different time period. All you gotta do is just tell that one story one time, and they're gonna make up for everything that happened because it's the same cycle. Remember, there was a time that people was considering the Cherokee to be Jews. These were the Europeans. That cycle ain't do nothing but come back, but it's more harmful now because who's teaching it? Before it was them teaching it, and people was able to combat that with their own tribal information. Now those who know their tribal information have to go to combat with people that look like them, but are telling their story from a European perspective.
Cause your phone cut out.
Nah, I had to fire that Zah back up. Stop playing.
Full Copper Alchemist. Who that is? I ain't never run across you before, so
Hey, Red Cream, that's
peace to
Sean,
you.
Brody. This Sean.
Yes. So with that being said, and then you know what else would get me too? They were talking about, the Hebrews in them were paleos. And I'm like,
What?
well, that's a fucking baby. If you say they're paleos. So they keep on telling on themselves, And then you got old boy that talk about, well, sure, where you have the archaic family members. It's like, dude, like, do you know who that is that you talk about when you say archaic people? Do you even know?
Nah, they don't. People use words because they sound fancy.
Right.
That's it. We went from being stern speakers of truth to sassy speakers. It don't make no sense.
You know what's crazy too? Like y'all spoke on the arrowheads and
Yeah.
the origin of those. So it's like you can't even attach a period to that because them crystals been around way before everything we talking about. So trying to attach a period to that, it don't even make sense.
Right.
Right. They like to use carbon dating to try and get their point across on a lot of stuff. It don't go good. It don't go good. I
It was
got some arrows.
accurate.
Yeah. My arrows come from 20,000 years ago. Let me stop.
Too.
The thing is, no, I ain't even finna say that, boy. I finna give out a Jew, boy. Nah, I'm straight. I'm straight on that.
But I don't know. What I do know is it's best that people learn things as they are and stop trying to fix them. You know what I
And
mean?
don't regurgitate information that you don't know.
And stop regurgitating and stop trying to argue with motherfucker when you don't know. Like you
Right.
don't, bro. Shut up. Stop trying to argue with a nigga.
They don't get that knowing is only half the battle.
Ain't it?
You have to implement it.
About implementation. What
Right. Are
about?
you are you willing to go to war about what you stand on?
Right. That part.
Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to knock a nigga muffin cap out when he disrespect your white cheese and shit like that? Cause I tell you one
Right.
thing back down here, some white man won't be able to come on the land and hit any women that's dealing with one of us. I tell you that much. It'll be muffin cap
Right.
tops blown all over the motherfucking grass, the sidewalk.
Every
Right.
So, you can lead a horse to water, young lady, but you can't make him drink. Literally.
Shit, if you got a sick horse that's on the res and you got to get water to him, you go put that hose pipe in his fucking mouth.
Right, right. They
What he said,
don't
Sometimes
get
they
it.
need that hose.
I blow your motherfucking stomach up.
Right.
Oh,
Oh,
bro.
you talking about Mike Epps?
But yeah, that's what people don't understand or realize, you
Right.
know. Then it's funny how people in them actually hear us speak and everything, and then they go and buy a nephew book, the green book and the blue book, and trying to teach it as theirs.
Right, right, and they expect for us to talk proper when y'all don't understand. People from the South how they own slang, they own isms. We'll never
Right,
talk proper. Any proper talking Indian man around here, they putting on the front.
right,
Telling you, telling you, who finna talk proper when they gotta lead the fucking nation of people to the truth?
right.
Who
Dog,
finna be that friendly?
I be on bitches think I'm tripping. Like, and even if you, I just bitches think I'm tripping, and I'm just speaking about people in general. But bitches think see what I'm saying? I came in. I'm dead, bro. Like, it is what it
I said it
is.
months ago. I'm tired of being sweet with people, man. Shit, bro. Niggas
That
don't.
what I on like
Niggas
that.
don't want to follow our chain of command. Niggas they just doing other stuff, but they want the information, but don't want to
Facts.
follow how we have stuff constructed and stuff like that. That just make me mad with you. That just be me putting people on the chopping block, and they don't even know it. I'm your only hope to get right, and people just be spoiling it. Stop
And look,
spoiling it.
and
Hey,
look,
Lord,
and then when I was talking about how they don't, if they believed in the Bible, why they didn't use the land to get it?
Right.
Why the so-called Ashkenazis and them
Hmm.
actually used the Bible at the League of Nations, which became known as the United Nations, to go over there to be in Israel?
Mm-hmm.
They say
The
this the
Bible is
land of
not a
my
book of the
people.
West. I'm sorry to tell people that.
Right. It's
Um,
not.
it's not a Western book, man. We have, and to be honest, it's not even an African book. Nah.
Nah,
I
that part
can't
right
follow a
there.
book that tell me all slaves on earth must obey their earthly slave master. I can't follow that. I can't tell my people to follow that. With other
Right.
books, you must beat your wife until she submit. Nigga, no. I won't tell my people to follow that. Mm-mm.
when you go into town, kill all the men, kill every woman that is known to men, and take off.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? Somebody say, "Oh yeah, the pyramids that y'all see in Egypt, that was bought from over here and put over there." Well, wait,
What?
hold
What?
on. What
What?
Oh
what kind
shit,
of
the
Wait,
technique?
knowledge.
hold on, wait. So
Hold on,
bitches
hold on,
ain't
wait,
got
wait.
no boat big enough to put no niggas on it. But
Hmm.
bitches got boats big enough to put that shit on it. Man, you niggas,
Mm-hmm.
Bingo.
Not that
Now
many
you see.
Africans came over here.
you niggas, and that be denying that Africans came over here,
They
denying that
sleep, bro.
going over there, but ain't nobody had this shit. But for some reason, we can prove trade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this, come on, bro, we not doing that with them.
Hey, how Ephod get over here before colonization?
Why
You
were
say
why,
nephew?
why were Wally women practicing ephod before the war?
Right, 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 right.
Mm-mm-mm.
That part.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Why were the Wale that was fighting in the Yamasi War going into the churches and ripping all the red sheets down?
Mm. Mm.
They don't
And
know
you
about them.
and bitch don't want to talk about the red fire. The
Man, boy, I
blue
might
fire
change my name,
removed.
boy. The Red Crane, the Big Ad Mixture Negro. That's what I might change my name to, but I don't know why people just be denying it. God,
Right,
leave. That shit don't make no sense. Everybody claiming Gullah Geechee is African and indigenous. If you really that,
right,
I
right.
don't let people
not,
fool you.
not
Don't
one.
don't don't let people
So
fool
what
you.
the bitch on talking Geechee and us Geechees? This. How you a Geechee without being a real Geechee? The real Geechees were the real Americans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What are you
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
talking?
hey, I just tired. I ain't gonna crank out. I just tired, y'all, boy. I listening to it.
Heck no, but that's crazy. You must understand we are all one people. We are not a nation of different tribes.
Bullshit. Bullshit. told the bitch the other day, I say, bro, the only person that's gonna tell everybody is the same as a motherfucker trying to get over on you. We don't
Mm-hmm.
got the same earth. We don't even got the same fucking DNA in the sky. So how we gonna be the same?
Mm.
We don't,
And the
we
and
don't
the
even come on, bro. Listen,
hell no. And the war
what,
that my people fought. Mm.
bro? Listen, bro. What, bro? What people gotta stop doing, bro, is making it one or the other. Knowing that at a certain point you didn't have one without the other. So to talk about being Gullah or to talk about being Yamasi without talking about the true admixtures is fucking insane. But the most important part about it is nobody's talking about the fact of the matter. Is
Hmm.
if all these men were having sex with all these different indigenous women, then
Mm-hmm.
obviously those bloodlines aren't dead.
Mm-hmm.
If those bloodlines aren't dead and they properly identify themselves, then they will be able to speak for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If people don't properly identify themselves, and they'll
Right.
allow others to tell them and teach them their story, so they become second class in the system that they actually fucking created. So you can't talk about basket weaving as a Gullah geek
Mm-hmm.
or a Gullah without taking heed to what Queen Quet said. Oh yeah, my grandma was an indigenous woman. That's where the basket weaving come from. So that
Mm-hmm.
whole practice come from over here.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
my granddaddy then was the Africans because
Facts.
they came over here on the more definitely more men were brought over and came over than women. So
Mm-hmm.
nobody want to talk about what was going on. Niggas want to say about the admixture, but try to control admixture. Some are
Mm-hmm.
ignore the admixture, and others just feel like it don't even exist. Like the
Yeah.
girl say, my mama got 1% Native American, and I got 0%. And Reem say, bitch, what your phone died? Bro, oh my God, bro, I was weak. So
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
battery died. Cuz say, what the fuck, bitch, your battery died? Like, bro,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I was laughing for weeks,
And
bro.
over here, you are what your mother eat.
Right.
And then,
So,
and then, and then,
so you,
and then it's another thing that I wanted to say too, nephew, not to cut your wisdom. Oh, but then you got people them talking about, oh, we the 7 generations. I'm like, hold on, how you gonna be 7 generations? If your people really that ancient, that's more than 7 generations.
Right.
Well past.
Right. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So when I hear those people that say, oh, we are the 7 generation, well, your people ain't ancient.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
that's all you got.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's all you got is 7 generations. Oh, we are 7 generations. Really? Really?
Mm-mm-mm.
But you say you're the ancient people of the Americas. Come on, that passed 7 generations. But hey, who am I?
Right. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That's just
even even when they go to talking like this, right? Oh, this is Turtle Island. Well, who was the first ones to call it Turtle Island?
Mm-mm.
mm.
Uh-oh. uh,
All the ones say, "Oh, this is Turtle Island." Says who? Because we never called it that.
no, we did not.
So
Right.
now we know when you say that, we know you not know who you say that you really are because you're using somebody else's term.
Bad.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Actual facts.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Hey, to go off what Unc said for real, like 7 generations is like the 1800s, and colonization,
Right.
indoctrination started well before that. You feel me? We talking 1400s, we talking 1500s. So like If you stuck in the seventh generation, that's your family was long lost before that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
Like Cub was saying earlier, a lot of people trying to deny their bloodline because, like me personally, when I get up into them 17s and shit like that, a lot of people family is European, French, and stuff like that. They don't be liking to accept that, but you are what your mom is.
Right. And that's what they fail to realize, that when they talk about the transatlantic slave trade, it was more men that was put in the bondage than the women. You
Mm-hmm.
see? But they don't want to talk about that, you know?
Why would you be ashamed of what helped you get here?
Hmm.
Why are you
Right.
ashamed of everything that was responsible for you being here right now? Supposed to be proud of where you come from,
Right.
but people not.
Hey, Big Bro shared a picture that showed 5 generations, and it was a European woman, Caucasian woman, and by the fifth generation, it was a damn near full-blooded indigenous boy. You feel me? Melanated and all. So it's like admixture always been a thing. So you can't deny, you can't be upset, you can't, you know, shame, because then that's a whole different battle with self-love right there.
Right, right.
That's why understanding the clan system,
Hmm?
and how bloodline work
If I get hungry.
is it should be of importance to the people, right? Because it, like you say, okay, somebody can have a grandma and their grandma is European, but that grandma had all her children, say they're all females, and they mixed with darker men. So by the fifth generation, there's a darker woman, but that darker woman is still European. Yes, she have admixture, and that's what we're talking about today. She has admixture, but according to the system, in order for her to be considered what her father is, she would have had to been taken in culturally by her father's mother,
Mm.
because usually the mother raised the child. So that's how the people here viewed it. Like, oh shit, she got that baby. Oh, that's her baby. Not understanding that if that man was European, he coming to grab him.
Mm-hmm.
System was different. So a lot of European women mix with indigenous men today and in the past to protect their own bloodlines. But they ain't had no rights. So an
Mm-hmm.
indigenous man had way more rights than the European woman did. So shit, I'm gonna have a baby with him, and I'm gonna just let his sisters keep the baby. And
Mm-hmm.
I down and you know, oh damn, this motherfucker wanna marry me. Whoa. So do I get a clan? Nah, you ain't got no clan. But what if I have more children? Oh nah, you already did what you needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to another shaman. Yeah, if you give me this and give me this and give me that, shit, I can teach you how to get your own clan. Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, this what you gonna do. Bring this back and go over there. Go over there. You gonna drink this, and then you gonna fast for a couple days, and then you'll be a part of a family. This is actually how your different European clans got their clan. So
Mm-hmm.
out the certain Chickasaw, they'll tell you certain clans were mixing with certain European clans or certain
Mm-hmm.
Scottish clans, even the Cherokee and the Creek. There are specific families that were mixing in because they had a clan system too. It was just patrilineal. So the boys were able to keep their mother's clan while receiving all of the benefits from their daddy. It's the same way we kind of ran the clan and social system. So yeah, you may be dark skinned, but your grandma's a European. Now let me flip it. Your grandma is midnight black, and all her daughters had children with white, And this baby is pale as fuck. But the mama is indigenous. So regardless of the baby being pale, it got all the birth rights and receive all the rights that it's supposed to receive from his mother's line.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always a way to combat certain things. But there was always still those traditionalists who didn't want to move outside of tradition because they seen that it was fucking up the system. So when white women start having babies and they like, damn, they ain't got no clan, they did what they needed to do to protect their babies. They became a part of the nation. Like, you get what I'm saying? They was like, shit, we'll become a part of the nation. But then the vast majority of them was like, nah, fuck that. We ain't doing that. Like, why we got to do that? We shouldn't have to do that. And that's how the clan system went away. So when the Dawes Commission was created, it was really because European women didn't have clans, but they brothers had children with women that had clans. So they had nephews and nieces getting the benefits that they felt their children should have been getting. So a lot of these commissions, enrollments, and allotments, all this shit happened because white men benefit from having babies with indigenous women and white women.
Early child support.
Basically, yeah, facts on some real shit.
Early women's right.
So
early
that
women's suffrage.
it was beef. You feel me? It was beef between the brothers and the sisters on the European side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was real beef. But then on the indigenous side, the women they basically like, shit, oh, that motherfucker got metal pots. Girl, what you mean? You use that bitch 10 times? Girl, that nigga got cotton. Girl, my ass gonna be itching. Like,
and he said it come from Egypt.
Girl, it come from Egypt. Girl, what? Then why niggas probably think it's Egypt, because grandma had that fine cotton, fine linen back then.
Yeah, that silk.
It was grandma fucking for status.
Mm-hmm.
And the men like, shit, y'all fucking the niggas that's killing us. So we gonna go hunch their sisters. And then we gonna give them clans and all. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
The system got distorted. It was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So then when it got fucked up, it's gonna be one of the first time you hear anyone say this. People had to start migrating into or going into other families because the system started deteriorating. So now the documented families you see amongst Europeans are who? Bear, eagle, wolf, panther,
bear,
and wind. But when you start hearing about fighting again, you starting to hear all the old names. You hear alligator, bobcat, black panther, cougar, puma, eagle. All of these hawk, raven. All of these clans start popping up out of nowhere when it was time to fight. The reason for that. Because when the clans start fucking up, those who had their stuff tight knit, they just fell off the map. They stopped dealing with Europeans. And all of those who started to migrate into clans and take over the clans of other people, hint, hint.
Hallelujah.
And all of this other shit that we see today, they became the big C. Your towns like Coweta, or Hichiti, or the Ochesi, or Koshita, right? All of these towns took systems from the original people and made their own system, and these were the clans that were documented amongst the Europeans. And said, bro, shit, you can't go back this far, but your shit was already lost. Facts. Because get to the colonial era, the original clan system was already dead. Bitches started migrating into the township system, which was confused or considered to be the clan system. It wasn't the same. But all of that dealt with admixture. It wasn't an issue when it was an African. It wasn't an issue when it was Yama. It wasn't a issue when it was what's the nigga's name?
The Kusa.
The Kusa. But then for some reason, when they cousins came across, these niggas that turned on everybody. So we look at it like shit. That was a setup. Y'all sent people over here to be cool and be calm and kick it with us. And then y'all come over and just for some reason, all them people turn they so-called they land over to y'all. Now y'all running shit. And we on the coast, like, hold on, what the fuck? We can't even go back to the interior because it's a whole new people there.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, let's go back there and fight them. Hold on, who these white people with them? What going on? And this is in the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
4 legs as long as this 1500s. So there was no quote unquote racism. If an indigenous man had children with a European woman, that's what he did. Ain't nobody blame, like you said, ain't nobody. But today we wouldn't blame you. Like, oh well, you wrong. Or if there's an indigenous woman who have a baby with, she got a European man. Nigga don't say, damn, you wrong. You gotta understand. It don't matter who she had that baby with. That's your sister. You still gotta take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do? Neglect your nephew?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Neglect your nephew? Or if that's your brother and his children need to be a part of what y'all got going on, because that's your brother, what you gonna say? Nah, I ain't taking him in. Fuck that. He shouldn't have sex with that white girl. That's how you really feel about your brother?
Right.
Hey, where you think that started, that whole colorism?
I don't know when it started. When it's first
You
documented,
ready? You ready?
it,
I got the question for it, nephew. I got the
go
answer for
ahead.
the question.
I was gonna take it. I want the answer. I was gonna take it somewhere real quick.
Go
The first
ahead. Go ahead. Go
place
ahead.
in it was in the Nile Valley. If anybody can take it further than the Nile Valley, then I'll definitely be be more than welcome to welcoming that. But when the Tamari, what the people call it Tamari, when the Kemethi U were explaining who was who, they definitely used colors to explain. Even though the Nubians were from Tasedi, they were dark skinned. They considered themselves to be a red. They could be yellow. It's called the hike sauce. Hikaka soup, or that with pale skin. So they seen them as being white. Anything that was lighter than somebody that was from the west of them was a hikakasu. He's a white boy. He's a pale skin. He's a dirty, grafted white person. That's how you actually translate it from the language. So that's the furthest I can take back colorism. Maybe it has always. I don't know. But Unc can answer. Yeah, Unc, drop that shit. I'm on mute.
Yeah. A matter of fact, just what you were saying that they even had laws that was talking about the Tamahu when they say that they was filthy and dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And this is why,
Yep. Yep.
they couldn't come into Egypt or Tamare or Tanisi. They couldn't come in there. You know what I'm saying? So because they were filthy and they was dirty. But then if you come further down from there and you get into the Roman Empire, the Moorish Roman Empire, I should say, dealing with class system. That's where that actually started with the race and dealing with that part in recent times when they went over there into Hindustanian or Hindustan and it was calling the people who were dark skinned the untouchables or the undesirable. You know what I'm saying? And that where that came from, because they actually used the Bible to say that white was to be pure as snow and they had to be baptized and wash away their sins. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you also have it in the Quran when they said the reason why the stone that actually fell was white, and then when the people kissed it, it became black, filled with sin. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's dealing with all that. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they took it and they used it into law. Yeah, but they didn't take it from Egypt as a law because that would have been the case. Everybody would have been like, man, look, you white, stay your ass over there. You dirty, you unclean. That's how the Black Plague came about because in Europe they didn't have no irrigation and no water system and everything. And they would just throw their trash out in the street. So therefore you had nothing but rodents that came and I remember they had the song that was called about Peter Piper, and he went to clean the European towns out of there. And when the people didn't pay, he would play the flute to take their children, you know. But what most people didn't know that Peter Piper was a Moorish man, you know what I'm saying? Because he was very instrumental in music, playing the flute, So that's how all that came about. So that's why they called it the bubonic plague or the black plague, because it was filthy, you know. So yeah. And then when you had the Renaissance of the Moors to go in there, that's when Europe started getting a little bit cleaner.
Fact. So me personally, I always think it's been a thing because in spirit, everyone not the same. So you gonna have your prejudice. Like some people just you gonna have your prejudice. Me, I'm prejudiced. That's me. It's certain things it's things that I don't like for me. That could be cool for me for you. Like you get what I'm saying? Like that's your personal shit. That's cool for me for you. Like that's cool for you. That's cool for me for you. But for me, that ain't cool for me.
But you
It's
know
like certain
what? It was
talk to
it was said, and another reason why they say that the Moors and them slept with the white women, because they said that by the white women being, so called white, that they had what they call leprosy. So they figure if they slept with the white woman that they would purify their bloodline.
yeah. That
Yeah.
come out of I can't remember what book that come out of.
I heard
It's
that before too.
I think Yeah, I think that was in the golden age of the Moors and the Renaissance of the Moors and
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they use the Bible and the Quran to justify that.
yeah, 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 because
About
Shag Diop
about
he actually wrote that. Yeah.
Appreciate that. I
So
definitely want to ask because I feel like that's still prevalent to this day. You feel me? Like I feel like growing up, and even now, like you feel me, there's like a big disdain between light skins and dark skins. You know what I mean? It's like a silent war going on. You feel me? Especially amongst the women. So hearing like the origins of where that started, I think that's crucial towards just educating the women so that way it could be more knowledge given around what's what, who's what. And you feel me? Like we said when we spoke on admixture, understanding that everybody play a role, but that don't make you, the enemy. But like Big Bro said, you like it, I love it.
Facts.
yeah.
What it be too is if we could at least attempt, right? Because to look at it from their view is like, okay, we look at it from an indigenous woman point of view. A lot of them, a lot of them have reason to feel how they feel. Though I say feelings is one thing, you know what I'm saying? What you know is another. But it would take them to want to, address that, right? Or have that conversation. Because being outside speaking outside looking in, attempting to think how they feel or attempting to think what they think, we'll be lost forever. So it'll have to be a space for them to be able to speak without even us saying that we have, like, without us. And you get what I'm saying? They just have to listen to why indigenous women or black women or different women feel how they feel about Miss Six Nation. Even though, again, we all are admixed today, but it would be nice to know their thoughts about it and how they feel like it affect their community or can affect their communities. And it's because these communities got to grow. And if we was to say, okay, if we take this certain amount of men away from these women and we place their children over there, then we taking away from the community that's being built. That's me again being lost because I don't know who think like that or feel like that. So they just gotta make a space. We could do something you feel me? I could open my panel up and just mute our mics and invite women on and just let them, you know what I'm saying? Basically run the show. Allow them to run the show. So that'll be a good topic. I know a few that I can, you know what I mean, that I can get. Damn, that's a big ass lizard. But what the fuck? Hold on.
Nah, for sure. Because it's like
Something like that.
when you look at it too, it's like no matter who mixes with who, I feel like it's more pressure on the woman too. You feel me? Like if a indigenous melanated woman had mixed with a European, we may look at that woman like, dang, that's what she chose. But even so, in the same light, in the same breath, if you got a European woman that had mixed with a melanated man, indigenous man, we gonna look at that woman like, oh, she colonizing us, or you know what I mean? She trying to steal one of ours, type shit. You feel me? So it's like it's great to maybe give them a voice to see what they think about that, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of pressure on them. And when we speak on things being matrilineal and honoring the woman, it's good to hear you know how they feel about these type of things, because either way we may look at the woman sideways, but all in all, it's the system, I feel, that's creating these type of eyes to see us type shit.
Yeah, it could be. That's why I feel like our system is damn near flawless. I say damn near because there's nothing that's considered perfect, right? So that's why I say ours is damn near flawless. But where it did again start to go wrong was that beef between who should have the birthrights. You get what I'm saying? Or who child should have the birthright. You know what I mean? Like that's really where a lot of that shit started from. So a lot of women carry that with them. Now, okay, damn, this is what it was. This is what it is. And to keep it real, when you deal with every people in your circle, you tend to deal with people in your circle. You get what I mean? So you have to step outside of that to experience some other shit they may have not, or they may have and still feel how they feel. So I'm gonna actually put that out and see what I can do by putting that panel together, so we can allow them, you know what I mean, to have that conversation, because that's interesting. That'd definitely be interesting to hear from their POV. Um, but what I can say is the expectations for indigenous men will always be higher than what they want them to be, because when you come out that womb, your mother expect you to be greater than a lot of people want to be, right? You have sisters, your sisters feel like you should be the best nigga on the planet even though they do what they do. Same thing with the family. So the way they raise you, the way they want you to be, the way they look at you, that standard, if a lot of us actually reach that standard, we wouldn't have that fight that we have, right? Even whether it's a spiritual fight with the family or a physical fight with the family about specific choices that we make, or even within ourselves, that fight within ourselves. So all of that deals with how we were raised. I know it's things my mama wasn't going for. Like I say, I got it from Eddie Griffin. My mama beat me out of the penitentiary. You feel me? So it's certain shit that I knew I couldn't do. The way she feel like that or did that, the reasons behind it is because she was raised a certain way. Or she may have made certain mistakes that she didn't want me to make. Everybody feel like that about their bloodline. Whether it's a matrilineal bloodline, a patrilineal bloodline, whether it's a white family, black family, indigenous, Asian, whatever the nationality, once we go into the nationalities or the nations, whatever, everybody has most people have a prejudice. Can't say everybody, but most people just have a prejudice. I want my child mother gotta come from motherfucking Deer Clan, cause them women over there be thick as shit. Bitches say, "Oh, why the chief don't want a woman from Alligator Clan? He being prejudiced." It's life. Where it went wrong is when people had to suffer because of that prejudice. That's where shit went wrong. That's with racism. That's where shit really went wrong. We gonna do this to them because they look that way. Fuck them. I don't really like them people, but they cool. We cool with them, but even though they look the same, these are allies, those aren't. When that stopped, that's when racism truly started. Oh, nah, they all look like that. Fuck them. Kill them. They all look like that. Enslave them. That's the true racism. But saying shit, I'm really low-key against that because I prefer it to be this way. And that shit is what it is. If there's a man who got children with a European woman, your children still indigenous. But make sure that they protected in the clan system, and rightfully so. But you also have to remember that in our system, the babies are still the mother's child. So if she don't want that for them, then you don't have any children in the system. That's what was stirring up the pot. Fuck that. My baby over there getting all the benefits, and I'm not. Or my brother baby getting all the benefits, and I'm not.
Right. That's
It's
what
the
created
same mama's
separation.
baby, daddy's baby. Man.
Facts. Mama's baby, daddy baby. So now, instead of daddy coming to get the boy when he 12, 13, to teach him what he need to know about his daddy's side of the family, because now this is when he going into real adulthood, the mama could say, nah, I don't want that for my baby.
Right. Lose the rights of passage.
So you lose it. So now when the family say, damn, you ain't have no baby with nobody who got a clan, and you got 4 children over there, and we ain't birthed no males in 2 you the only male that was birthed in the last 3 generations. Who we got to protect this family? This is what made women upset.
Right.
Supposed to be here protecting my children. I'm your sister. Shit, your mama had me and you. So I'm having children. That means, bitch, your mama still having children. Your grandma and your great-grandma still having children because I'm here. But instead of providing for this family and making sure your family over there in the Wolf Clan is good, you want to go over there and dress like them. You want to live like them and think like them. And then you have babies with them. And then they men come over here to do business with us. But they don't want to talk to us. They wanted to talk to you, but you not here. But then they put somebody else in the front and said, this is our leader from another town. We never been to that town, never heard of that town. But he signed a treaty for us, and you weren't here. What were you?
Right.
This is why women are wanderers. They stay home. But if there's no home to go to, she's gonna wander. Men are called rolling stones. Men do everything outside. You are the business. You got to go over there and do business with them. You got to go make that treaty. You got to go get that food. You got to go barter, excuse me. You got to go get you a wife. You see what I'm saying? You got to go out and do shit. But you still had to make sure home was good. But now the world changed. So you going out and doing shit. And you forgot about your mama and your sister. And your sister children. And auntie.
And you know what? And I think and by you saying that, nephew, that's what's wrong with the relationships that's going on, because people are in a relationship by using Eurocentric ideology of what a relationship's supposed to be, instead of pertaining to our own way how we did our relationships. Because just like we say, it takes a village to raise a child. When we got away from the village thing, now the family was the child support, but now they go to the child support agency to have child support. You see, the families would come together and be like, look, this is the way how this child is going to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? But people, once again, when the Christianity came amongst our people, Christianity actually taught our people um, separation in individualism. Because before they came, everybody was dealing with the information or the oneness of a family. But when they came along, the oneness of the family was separated and divide and conquered. Because when we had everything structured, everybody had a home, everybody had clothes, and everybody ate. But when all that happened, everybody started doing for self.
Actual facts.
Because when people
Exactly
don't
what
fail to
happened.
realize, right? Because when people fail to realize, when we did ceremony, one clan would bring something. It's like a potluck dinner. One clan would bring something, another clan would bring something, so forth and so on. And that will cause the harvest, or what we call our feast, or our festival, or, that's what's the coming together of the families. But we don't do that no more. Just like we say, every Sunday, we had family gathering. They don't do that no more.
Yeah, you would
The
be at
young
Big
people,
Mama house for the family dinner.
right now,
What?
the young people figure because they went to have this so-called education, right? That they know better than the old folks. So they were like, man, they old, they don't know what they're talking about. So now you being judgmental against your own family members that you need to fire from, because that's the first library. If they close their eyes, then what you gonna have?
They start pulling up to Big Mama house disrespectful, loud music, all that.
Right, right. And fighting at funerals and all that there. Like, come on, y'all should know better than that. You have an inkling of what tribal life was. When you go back and remember that all the children used to go and sleep over there by grandma's house. Who do that today? With all that's how you knew cousins was cousins. And you knew not
True.
to sleep with your, because that was cousins. But they don't do that no more.
Nah, Big
They
Mama
don't do
house
that.
used to have 20 kids over there.
Right. All her children, grandchildren. All her
Yeah.
children. We gotta get that back. We gotta get that back.
And speaking of getting back,
We gotta get that back.
hold on
We
2 seconds.
go ahead, nephew.
I had to grab some water. Speaking of getting that back, if you do have me on social media, I had to remove the council name, uh, for right reason, right? But get at me if you do want to be there in July. I did contact a lot of you all, but everybody, because we updated the website, new email addresses, all that good stuff, right? So contact me, hit me on Facebook or anything like that, and I'll shoot you the information that you need. Everything should be locked in next week, because we're trying to extend it. Everybody knows it's 2 days, trying to make it 3. So next week we're gonna actually need everybody's name, who all coming, all that good stuff. That way we can start locking in who's gonna be where. Once we, with the cabins and all of that good stuff. So it will be that weekend of July 25th. That's my sister's birthday. So meet us there. Definitely meet us there. Don't forget, bring your family. I know a lot of people want to come, and that's cool. You can come as an individual, but just know business deals with family, right? A lot of families haven't come together in their official capacity in hundreds of years, and that's basically what we're trying to show, right? That's not what we're recreating or rejuvenating, but it's something that's been going on for a long time that just may have taken a pause. So if you haven't been with your family, and if you haven't studied this with your family, if you haven't been to different complexes with your family, and or if you have, please come. The majority of you will be teaching us a lot of things too. Because as I said, my people are from the interior and from the coast. So all you mountain families, please come with y'all story so we can learn from you all too, because we're still students, right? Um, so yeah, it will be at Kolamoki. That's Kolamoki Mounds or whatnot. We'll have the whole everything locked down, so y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. I don't know if the museum is open, but it's all good. We could do a slideshow. We got over 300 pictures from our official visit. Um, Food, all that shit will be there provided for. But just stay tuned for more updates. I don't want to lose y'all. So let's get back to it. New topic. Any questions in the comments? Somebody drop a question, so we can refresh. Let's see. Hold on. All right. So we can refresh. We can get a refresher. Any questions? Questions.
I got a question, nephew.
Talk to me.
Do they even know what the real name of the Nile is? Because the Nile, that is a Greek word. So if they say this is supposed to be Egypt and they say the Mississippi is the Nile, which we never called it the Mississippi anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because that's somebody else that came with it called the Turtle Island. But anyway, if these people say um that the Mississippi is the Nile, then what's the original name of the Nile? Because the word Nile is not Nile. So I would like anybody that believes that America is Egypt, what is the Egyptian word or the Medu word for the name of the river which they call the Nile? That's not for you to answer. I want them to answer that.
Oh, I was about to say, I know the answer.
Oh, I know the answer too. But I want to know if they know the answer since they keep on saying that that's that. So when they come across this, I want them to drop the answer in the chat.
Somebody gonna say it's a tribe. It's a tribe that's got the similar name, and that's where it really come from.
Yeah, they probably will.
It said we got to
Or
send the
or
info.
they gonna
Um,
say the culture.
uh, you can send that now. You can resend that now. What I'm saying is, I'm gonna send something out next week to lock it in.
And then another thing, if the Mississippi is supposed to be the Nile, why they ain't got no hippopotamus in that bitch?
LOL. Them people crazy, man. That shit crazy. My wife seen that shit. She say, "Babe, people still teaching that. You was teaching that at school." I'm like, damn. Damn. shit I was teaching in high school, people teaching that shit as if it's real. I was fucking around. Yeah, Tennessee is Ta-Nehisi. You just got to see it. Memphis, Ta-Nehisi. Niggas went crazy on Instagram. Oh, I told y'all America was Egypt. What? I said, bro, I'm trolling. Niggas was like, whoa, I thought you was dead ass. Like, bro, come on. But what I will say is, there's nothing more important than focusing on your own family. There's nothing more important than focusing on your own family. See, when you know your family's been through a lot, when you know that you have your own story, that story is the most beautiful one that you will ever hear because it deals with you. Now, it don't just deal with you, but it deals with all of those that come before you and all of those that will come after you. It doesn't stop. So learn your story. Perfect your story. Add to your story. Add to your people's story. And then bring your story amongst the people. You are greater than adoption. You are greater than simply being an addition. Your goal is always to be one with. Who is your family? What do they do? And how can they become one with these people that they see doing the job that they want to assist in? Because we got a purpose, right? Study this information. Take your time with it. Don't rush the stroke. Don't rush the stroke. You're going to blow your load. When you start to apply this information, all of it, you don't have to make everything about you. You could teach it in a way for people to say, it might be me. And allow them to decipher between what applies to them and what doesn't. You don't force an identity on them. And you don't force an identity on yourself. And you master the craft. You master the things that you're learning. So when you do teach it or bring it to your family, and they do come to you with questions, or even come to you with rebuttals, you're not debating. You're simply having a conversation because you know the conversation. Look at all this shit that you're reading. When you're reading a book, it's a conversation. It's not a simple lesson. Someone is speaking to you, giving you something that you should be the sponge. Take it in. Take all that water in, and that what you need to release. If it need to be a drip. If you need to soak somebody in the knowledge, then soak them in the knowledge. But remember, you still have to be the sponge. So I end this video, or I end my side of the video with call your grandma. If you have her, call auntie, call sister. Call somebody in your family and say, hey, motherfucker, going to Georgia in July. Be ready. And if you can't make it, I'm going to Georgia in July, and I'm going to put you on the phone, and I want you to tell your story. I want you to tell our story. That's it for me. Pa, Crane, Munt, if y'all want to take over, y'all can.
And another thing people got to stop doing is the legology. Because they say, why the animals of Egypt is over here in the Americas? Says who?
Right.
Look,
Animals migrate like humans do. So
say what, cuz?
I say animals migrate like humans do.
Yep, 'cause they got that for a bad habit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what they be on. Lookology and sound alike.
Right.
Lookology and sound alike are the two things that are prevalent in these online communities. But the only way to combat that, only way I know how to to show you ways to get around it, is to bring you around so we can become a people together. Got mine, you got yours, they got theirs, and we all on the same wave. Why not say, you know what, I'm tired of playing these games. Tired of playing these games. Learn about the clan system, because each and every one of you here has a clan, and that many of you may be a part of a tribal nation without a clan. Me telling you that you have one should mean that you should go asking about that, go finding out about that, because that's how the system stayed alive. That's how we were able to function as a people. If you don't know, there are ways that you can know, but there has to be somebody in charge with that medicine and can provide you with that will clear that smoke for you. So take your time putting this stuff together. Don't rush it. Apply it. Start teaching the family. Then come amongst the other people and say, this is who I am. Don't come asking, is this who I am? Because they're going to tell you no. We rather you know who you are, so you know your place. Your family knows your place, knows their place. They know their function, what they're supposed to do. We appreciate you too, Omi.
Hey, Omi.
Oh, what a day. What a day. What a day.
But yeah, that's the thing. And look, and then another thing is, right, dealing with the ceremonies. Why nobody isn't doing the ceremonies of the people of Kemet that they so called say is supposed to be Egyptians. I don't hear nobody saying that they're doing the Zed Fest, you know what I'm saying, or many other festivals that's doing during the time of being people of ancient Kemet.
Man, ain't none of these niggas do no opening of the mouth ceremony.
Right.
And if they did it, I'm gonna tell them something about themselves that their daddy should have told them. Boy, you was a homosexual. Hey, you know what the Moscow Zet
Right.
is? The Moscow Zet is the seed of life. That's all I'll say.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm,
Mm.
mm, 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 mm.
They got a lot to learn.
Quite a lot of shit. Because it's outside of Zed Fest. But I don't see no offerings to Asar. I don't see no temple. I don't see niggas building no temples to Ra. I don't see niggas dressed as no pharaohs. Like, ain't none of that. You ain't dressed as no Nisut BT. None of that. That ain't none of that. They don't got no priesthood. What a priesthood at? If America supposed to be Egypt, there should be a priesthood. But it's none of that. That's why I don't even argue it. That shit is facts. They are smoking fent on blood. On blood. My son say, cause I know you ain't saying they were putting seeds in their mouth.
They say the seed of life, right?
Hey, okay. Why the mummy open his mouth and light come out his mouth? Okay, that's nothing.
They say every man came by way of that light. What's that light?
Hey,
That light liquid, boy.
what? I find out why sperm, lettuce, and venom is the same word.
Uh-huh. Are they ready for that?
Bit. Read it. Oh, Horace ate the lettuce. Nah, there ain't no lettuce on that wall. That's a dick.
You mean to tell me no, he didn't do that.
God, dog.
Now you see why they put that eggplant as a vegetable for a penis.
Come on now, that's Egyptian.
Right.
It's on the wall. Bit better stop playing.
That's why the Italians used to call the Moors the eggplant because of the penis.
Because meats.
Right.
And all skeet.
Literally a meat, bro. The obelisk is a dick. It's literally a dick going to the sky.
Right. Why is it pointing up to the sky? Why is it a light at the top of it?
Because it rises every morning.
Right. You mean to tell me that's why the lighthouse is, huh?
Hey, shit be sacred. It don't be secret. They just gotta know, man.
Right.
Listen.
Ma, you know what you were doing every time you went to the top of that obelisk and you was prostrating and stuff like that?
Hey, ask a nigga what Set tried to do to Horace in that room.
Nah, he wasn't trying to do that, man. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Man. Trying to top his brother off, man. That nigga.
Man, what?
His brother wasn't on that, bro. He wasn't on that Alexander Macedonia type shit, man.
Look,
fight for his life to get up out of there.
Look, cuz say them niggas want to be Kemet in America, but want all the Indian privileges.
Right.
Oh God. All right.
Do they even know the laws of Kemet? Do they even know the laws of Kemet?
Nope.
They only know the 42 laws of Ma'at, but it's more than that shit.
So-called 42, and they don't know that each one of those 42 deals with one different town that upheld that law. So broke that law in that specific town. Yeah, we're dead.
Right.
Yeah, we're dead. But since we got those that work that are medicine men, biology as they call them in Ochesi or Hichiri, cocaine in the tombs. Sean wants to know about the cocaine in the tombs. I can explain it. I would rather y'all explain it. Go ahead and talk to me. Paul, you could take off. Crane, you could take off. Talk to me.
Oh, he want to know about the cocainina. He want to know
right.
about the cocainina. The cocainina. What people in them fail to realize is the cocainina was the medicine that the priests. Let me put this right. Let me say it like this. When people talk about alcohol and all that, we already knew how to do ferment and everything before the Europeans even came. The medicine people, we already knew all that because that was a part of medicine. How you think we made alcohol and everything to do surgery and stuff? Hello, it's the same kind of alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting them people tell you, oh, the people gave them alcohol and they got drunk. No, that was only for a specific type of people, just like cocainina. That wasn't for everybody. That was medicine that was not given to everybody unless it was a certain time of the year where we had this ceremony. Because even the black drink, that is a drug.
I only know one person that drank a motherfucking gallon and they throw up. I said, oh yeah, he him.
Yeah.
He him.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Yeah.
cut like, oh, my stomach. He him
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit, you know,
Yeah.
light work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't gonna lie, bro. I seen Pa, bro. Pa just touched some shit. That bit went from black to gold. I said, oh yeah, he him. Swear to God. Both of y'all, oh yeah, he him. I'm like, boy, he him. Drink that, boy. What? This shit was
So now this is how you can actually bust up the Europeans educational system, because they say, oh, nobody didn't have no way of travel and all that there. Well, like they say, how in the fuck do you got mummies that had cocaine in the inside? And I already broke this down on the autonomous party that, you know, the priests. Now notice the similarity with the priests in the war. They wore what? Cat skin. Okay. All right. So they already showed you to where you had a Mayan calendar in Egypt over there in on the continent of Africa. All right. So now you got to ask the question: what was the things that was being traded amongst the Mayans and the Egyptians? Because we use cocaina in our mummies first.
that him
Right.
and that coke and that cocawa
And
and all
tobacco. And
extra shit.
tobacco.
Tobacco, maize. Maize was brought over there and they gave a nigga wheat. But the wheat they
Right.
gave was barley. Then what niggas
Right.
don't barley, all it was basically C4 and C3 plants were being traded. Because they had more C3 plants, we had more C4 type plants. So that's how you
Right.
start finding these trades. Because the shit grow different. Some
Right.
grow in more sand than they do in regular dirt or clay. Like out here in Florida, we got sea grapes. Like y'all grapes grow on vines and shit. You feel me? In the Carolinas, Georgia, our shit's grow on big ass trees, and the vine drop all the way down from a thick ass tree. You understand? Like, so shit different, right? You got sugar cane. Sugar cane is C4, but it's not like it's not maize. You see what I'm saying? All that shit got around, bro. That shit had to get around for some reason. And like Unc was saying, those prints tell you what different things we're doing, or different animals we're doing, or different clans we're doing, bro. That's why the priests were wearing leopard skin, jaguar skin, panther skin, all that type shit. The warriors you would see was wearing what? They still had panther skin, but now these niggas got horns on. They got antlers and wings. These got tails. So all of that is medicine. All of that is put together to make a. Oh, I'm gonna see them. I'm done. But yeah, so it's there. You feel me? That shit get around, bro. Niggas was putting that shit on by the boatload way back then, son. And it
Right.
wasn't no crazy shit like, man, shit, we just taking this shit over there. Ain't nobody finna, you ain't finna sit for taking no shit. That's yours. That's your commodity. That's really how the Wale met the Tamupa. Cause they was selling shit and they ended up coming here. And niggas like, who the fuck is these people? We ain't never see them before. Oh, y'all wanna stay? Yeah, y'all can stay. All right, y'all can stay. You get what I'm saying? Like shit, they coming to do business.
Right.
You know? Even with that, you can trace like that. That's why I did the study in the book dealing with maize or different plants or different, different foods. You can actually see
Right.
different people start coming into the land.
Right.
When I say, okay, well, the Yama didn't come into the land until this period, what's being explained is based off maize or the migration of maize. Botanists and anthropologists start seeing maize pollen at a certain time period. So they'll say, well, damn, we found some C4 pollen in Florida, but we don't know if it's maize or not. But we did find some maize over here in this part of Florida, but we didn't find it amongst the Calusa at all. But then we found it over here in Appalachia, but we noticed that's only during the depth for era. Then when the Spanish came, the maize production shot up even more. So you got people coming in, dropping maize off in specific places. And then from these specific places, it goes into the Mississippian era, because now you have the Yama being the dominant people in trade. And it goes, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's procession. It's a procession. Everybody had bodies that they controlled, and everybody ran shit for a long ass time. Who the fuck? I got 2 Coovies in my backyard. I don't even smoke Coovies. Oh, these weak shit. Hold on. But yeah, all that shit procession. The priest down there definitely gave the Egyptians a lot of coke. I ain't gonna lie. They say Ramses came over here. I don't know if y'all can search the book, but it's a book I had a long time ago. I gave this shit away. It's called Ramses, the Father of Ancient America. Y'all probably could hop on fucking Amazon and grab that. It probably
Yeah,
like,
Ramses the third. Yeah.
yeah, facts. The red hair nigga. Yeah, the red hair. Let's see. So I remember seeing the video of a dude going over what was okay. So Walter Easy said this shows a Mayan, Indian, and Egyptian doing ceremony. Oh, LOL. I'll say this much. Also, when people doing stuff like that, make sure they adding dates to their work. Make sure they
Right.
add dates to their work. Cause Bit can show you some shit on the wall and say, "Oh, this is this." Whole time you don't know what date it is. You just looking at some shit that look like that's what could be going on.
Right.
And also remember, them temples in Egypt, them shits are recreations. Them shits are not real. The real temples were flooded, and everything, for 90% of what you see today in so-called Egypt was broken down from Nubia and taken to present-day Egypt and rebuilt. So definitely be careful. Use your discretion.
Or as the old folks say, use your discernment. Let's
see. He was a tour guide. Oh, trues. Still, do that. You have people like that Arab dude over there be telling bitches the Egyptians, his ancestors, whole time. All that man ancestors European. But all right, that's it for me. I'm about to clean up and hop on this Maggie and roll up. I'll hit y'all on the phone personally. I'm off the teaching for the day. I actually figured it out. I'll just be on every Sunday. I hop on at 10:30 every Sunday morning. That'll make it easier for us all. Y'all will automatically know when I'm hopping on.
Oh, all right.
Saturday I really work Saturdays, and the Saturdays I am off, I don't do nothing but try to relax. So Sunday mornings will be our day. We'll lock in. Appreciate everybody who came and tapped in. And I do thank y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
And we got that part 2 of Southeastern Talking Stick tonight about the war and everything.
All right, so I'll tap in. I'll tap in tonight. I'll be on the screen.
All
I'll
right,
come.
see y'all on Southeastern Talking Stick.